Squad up, haters down, haters down. If you ain't about that life, don't come around, don't come around. Got the crowd, gone wild, gone wild. Tell me what you know about that MIM style. Yo, y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is, man. It's the Memphis Joke Show. I miss y'all, man. I don't know if y'all miss me, but I sure miss y'all, man. We've been out for a minute. Goodness. I gotta tell, man, we can't take no more breaks like this too much longer, man, because shit, man, I be missing y'all, man. Let me make sure everything is all together and stuff, man. Let me make sure the comments are on. Okay, we got the comments on. I look like I ain't even centered into the screen. Let me center myself into the screen a little bit more. It's crazy, yo. Shit been, we got a lot to talk about. A whole lot to talk about, man. You know, but before we get into it.
Drums, please.
Oh, it's in the
What's
building.
up, man? What's up?
Yo.
How you doing?
Man, I'm doing better now, man, now that we're back.
Man, listen, we took a hiatus for real.
Exactly, man. Sure. We took a low hiatus. How everything been going in the Shy?
Man, listen, temperature's getting warmer. Still a little cool, but temperature's getting warmer, man. Look like that snow gone for good. So, man, I'm excited.
That's a blessing, man. That's a blessing, man. Shout out to the Shy.
Yeah, man. Well, I see somebody was performing over the weekend.
Oh, man, dude. It was amazing, man. Shout out to Public Enemy, man. Chuck D.
Yeah, what up, Chuck D? One of our better shows.
Man, I'm telling you, man, the crowd went crazy when I said, me and Chuck D got a new single called We Built This City, and we talking about Memphis. They said, what?
Man, it looked like it was a crowd out there, too. That was Music Fest, right?
Yep.
That was Music Fest, right?
Yep, formerly known as the Beale Street Music Festival, but now they call it River Beat Music Festival.
Gotcha. Yeah, man, it looked packed. I was looking at the video. I was like, man, it's packed out there. You got on the stage and rocked it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
The video doing well on online too, man. It's making the rounds.
Yeah, listen, Memphis Jokes performing live, man. Listen, something they need to book you.
Man, they need to book me, man. If y'all want to book me, man, it's mr.jokes@yahoo.com, man. Y'all book me. I'll come show up. Chuck D ain't gonna be with me though.
Listen, it's gonna cost you a whole lot more to get him to come out there.
Yeah, it'll cost a whole lot more to get him to come with me. Then
Man,
he still might turn it down because he already got it.
Man, how you been? How things going in M-Town? I was there over the weekend, but I was there for a funeral. But you know, how you been?
Man, I've been doing well, man. Shoot. Thank you. I appreciate you for asking. My daughter about to graduate in June.
Salute.
Thank you, man. And it's Nurses Week. So all the nurses out
sir.
there, you know what I'm saying? Happy Nurses
Man,
Week.
shout out to all the nurses, man.
Shout
What
out
would the
to
world be
all
without
y'all.
nurses?
Man, it would be a cold world, man. Literally. Because dudes would be like halfway wanting to give you a shot in the hospital and stuff. I'm on lunch break, fool. What you talking about? Yeah, he can wait. Yep. That and she was just like the show that was like one of the highlights over the weekend.
Yeah.
How everything been going toward your way?
Man, good. I ain't no complaints at all, man. Listen, good, man. You know, working for the government, trying to love my job.
Man, that's a blessing, man. That's a blessing right there. When you said the G word, man, I'm thinking money, what?
Man, I'm just happy to have a job, man. The way they laying folks off, man, I'm happy to have a job and that money that come with it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, man. Exactly. They have been really laying off people like left and right, man.
Yeah.
To everybody who lost their job, man. I went through that not too long ago.
Yeah.
Just keep your head up.
Man, keep grinding. Yeah.
It's more jobs out there. They didn't stop making jobs when they made that job.
They didn't. They got a lot more.
Just keep pushing because it's more jobs out there, man. And you might even like your new one better than you like that one. So
yeah, sure, you're right.
Stay positive. Keep your head up. Stay motivated.
Yeah.
Speaking of staying positive and staying motivated, man, tonight's guest, man, is super positive and super motivated, man.
Yeah. We love it.
Yes, man. I grew up with him, man, in Ripley, Tennessee. He's always been like one of the like most inspirational people that I've ever known, man. Ever me and everybody around there who's ever known. Like always outspoken. You can be in a bad mood, man. If he come around, man, he's just gonna lift you up, lift your spirits up, man. He can hoop a little bit. Nah, for real. He used to kick my ass in 21. And now he's a professional photographer. And he is dope. He's one of the coldest photographers that you'll ever see, you know what I'm saying, pictures from.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, man, see, when I get like this, you know the guest off the hook when I'd be at a loss for words, man. So what I'm gonna do, I ain't even gonna hold him no longer, man. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, the one, the only.
Drums, please.
Right Way Photography is in the building.
Welcome to the Memphis Jug Show.
Right, glad to be here. Glad to be here, man. Jelks, man, like I said, thank you for that introduction. He did lie a couple times in there. I beat his ass, you know, in 21. You know what I'm saying? After it wasn't close, you know what I'm saying? But no, you know, you grow up and you hope everybody's going to be successful at what they do, and some people do things based off the number of people, the number of this. And Jeff's has been one that's been in music all this time, has always been positive. And we're not in a positive world, but to see him still putting that positive energy into the universe, very proud of you and just really glad to be on here with y'all tonight. Definitely proud to be here. And this is my first podcast. So if I screw up, this is my first ever podcast. Because when I come back, I want some of them headphones that OGAT. I promise you, come back.
Don't worry about it. You ain't gonna mess up. It's gonna be a good show tonight.
Let's do it.
It's going to be a great show tonight, man. And I want to start it off by just saying thank you for joining the show tonight, man. I know you have a busy schedule. I thank you for taking time out of your schedule to come join us tonight, bro.
Yeah, man. Listen, I mean, honestly, it's truly an honor and a pleasure. Don't think anything other than that. It's truly an honor and a pleasure to be here with you guys.
Thank you, man. So, man, we're going to get right into it, man. You know, everybody want to know, like, what inspired you to start, you know, to start doing photography?
If we're gonna be honest, let's go back and you got to pay homage to people. That's first thing. We're gonna go all the way back to Marcus Keeler in Ripley, Tennessee. If you remember the Boombastic days, which was the best days to be living in Lauderdale County in West Tennessee, they took pictures in there, but they used Polaroids. Now I wasn't supposed to be in the club, so of course Mark didn't let me come over there and help. So he let Darius and Nilo and them help, and I watched him make money that way, and that was one thing. I went on to school up in Rush College in Holly Springs, Mississippi, where I met Mr. Travis Isom, who I would call the GOAT. And Travis put me on the game, showing me how to shoot the pictures in the club, allowed me to, as he took the pictures, I printed them, put them in the pockets. He taught me about speed. He let me use his equipment. And then finally, man, when I went down to Meridian, I went down there to raise my daughter. Let me first say that. And when you go to a place and you want to be a good father, you got to be able to provide. And man, listen, I'm in a state where I didn't have one relative. I knew it was gonna be hard looking for a job. So what I did was I went to the nightclub, and they had a Thursday night, college night, a Friday night, and a Saturday night that was just jumping. I asked the guy, could I come in and take pictures? He said, yeah. So it was never something that I thought I would do. I did not go to school for it. I just started in the club, and we took it from there.
Dope. So you kind of stuck to your roots. You kind of saw that they were missing out on something. They had the club jumping, they had things going on, but they didn't have a photographer. Did you just kind of like go back to your roots and was like, you know what, I see what they're missing?
Yeah, you know what, the old saying is not what you know, is who you know. And that's very true. And a lot of times the problem is I moved to a state that I again did not have one blood relative, so I could not go off who I knew. I had to go off what I knew about. And what I knew was they took pictures in the club. So yeah, I just took something that I knew, something that was, and that's all business is. Business is finding something that's not there and putting it there. And that's what the nightlife of Meridian was missing at that particular time. A photographer that took pictures and printed in a nightclub.
Nice. So, what was your style of shooting? Did you have like a background? Were you like making backgrounds, or how? What was the style of shooting that you were
Yeah.
doing?
But the reason I laughed is because how it started off, man. Like I said, man, again, I had a brand new baby, man. That's all that mattered to me. So when I first went up, bro, I'm gonna be honest, man, I had a senior portrait backdrop, bro. I swear to God.
Hey,
They-
making it work though.
Boy, they was blowing dope and wasting all kind of liquor on there, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking, I got a pretty little senior backdrop up in there. But the pictures, I was on quality. You know what I'm saying? You know, I know it's
Yeah.
nighttime and there's dark, but I believed in quality and I believed in being fast. I did not like a line. So if I looked up and saw 10 people, I was gonna get that line down. So, you know, my thing was trying to please them, but I wanted good club pictures because I knew you're gonna go home, put them on the shelf at home on the refrigerator. So, you know, I'm trying to send the best picture I can send back to the house, man. For $5. You was getting a good picture for $5.
What kind of equipment were you using? Like, what kind of camera did you have at the time?
I've been a Nikon guy since day one. You know, and I didn't went through the whole list of them from the D90 all the way up to the 850. The printing is where it started. You start off with the basic HP printers. They were just slow, and what I realized was at the end of each night, I was giving money back, and that'll hurt you as a man that they didn't pay you, but it's a line of people. You know how we wait till 2 o'clock when the club closed. Now everybody want to come take a picture.
Yeah.
But if you can't
Yep.
get them out, you end up having to give the money back. And so when I went home and talked to the wife, we had a situation where she had actually had an accident in the car, and we had got a little check back. And though we should have been going to put that on another car, I said, I really need a faster printer. And that's when they had just came out with what they call the Sony Snap Lab. And that Snap Lab could print a picture in 12 to 14 seconds. So when you're talking about leaving 50
Yeah.
seconds to a minute for a picture, and I can get 4 of them off in that same minute, it changed. It was over with. It was over
Man,
with.
that increased profits like crazy.
Oh, yes, sir, it did. I didn't see another bad day. A bad day saw me. Shit, I ain't seen him since.
Yeah, I've had like that same issue that happened to me one time. I'm not a photographer, but you know, by me being into the music and stuff, one of my friends' moms asked would I shoot some photography for a class reunion that they had, and I'm just like, you know, I'm gonna do it because it's my homie. So I put my rinky dink set together and everything, and then my printer was all slow and everything, and you know some people were just sitting there waiting on their pictures, and I mean that thing was moving slow.
Yeah.
So
And when
some of the people,
and when you got people just standing there waiting on you, a minute is longer than what you think it is. A minute really ain't that long. When somebody just standing there looking at you like, hey, how long is it gonna be?
That's forever.
Instead of watching that
That's
picture go in,
forever.
come back out, and go back in, come back out. Like, drop this picture.
And
But
then,
technology moves around. Technology got it to where it got faster. So
it's definitely gotten better, but I think I ended up running out of ink that night, so I had to like send somebody to Walmart. Like,
you was using little ink cartridges back then.
I said I'm never doing this again.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough.
But guess what? I made a good amount of money though. It was a good amount of money. So I can definitely see like, you know, where the profit comes in at it, because I made like more than I made, you know, I bit off more than I could chew. So what I told them was I'll print out. Some of them were still going to be in town the next day, so they told me where they're going to be staying. So I spent all night long until the sun came up, like printing the rest of the pictures. And the whole time I'm thinking like, never again like this. But you know, I took them there and I went and I got the money, and had I had my stuff set up right, it would have been amazing. But I wasn't set up for it.
You know, you got some people who may look at taking pictures in nightclubs and like that as it's not necessarily negative, but not like the best job. Then they've never been on Beale Street back in the 90s. Because when you went on Beale Street in the 90s, those guys was lined up on Beale Street, man, where you can get those pictures and get them printed off. And then you saw the artwork of of black people when they could take those big sheets and spray paint those type of
Man, yeah,
backgrounds and backdrops on there.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
so it was, nightlife was real money, for people. So I
Mm-hmm.
took pride in it. I had fun doing it. Then you can start going. Lenny Williams. I have taken pictures for Lenny Williams whenever Lenny Williams came into the Central Time Zone, especially on the coast of Mississippi. I
Mm-hmm.
would get a call, go down and shoot for Lenny. I've shot for Bobby Rush and several others when we were at
Mm,
concerts. So it was just one of those things that I move around and I did. I mean, and that opened the door. That was just the door opener. You know what I'm saying? And when I
Mm-hmm.
actually just got tired of going into the clubs, by that time I had made a foundation of people that knew at least I could take pictures. And from there we started to move on to other things.
yeah. So let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about the transition from the nightlife, taking pictures in the club to kind of migrating to building clientele, because I think that's real key, right? That's real key to anybody who might be starting out in any profession, right? In any entrepreneur world. But talk about how you transitioned and what you looked at, what you looked for in order to continue to build on not only the success, but expand the business so you can continue to support your family, as the pictures in the club, as that scene might have died down a little bit, and kind of how you transition out to the next phase from there.
Gotcha. Yeah, that was it. Number one, and it was always a plan. It was always a 20-year
Yeah.
plan.
Mm,
So I knew that by taking those pictures of those people in the club, I was building a base of people that would know
mm,
me. And now that those young ladies who first came in was 18, 19, 20, 21, now we're 4, 5, 6 years down the road, they're now having children. And
mm,
the only photographer at this particular and we back then we could put our name on the pictures. So
mm.
my number is in everybody's house in Meridian, Mississippi. Somewhere in everybody's house is my name. It might be a picture from '08, but my same telephone number is on there. So when they're looking for a photographer to do now Christmas pictures or Easter pictures or family pictures, they really don't know any other photographer. And they look
Mm,
up there and say, hold on, his number on the picture. And then I got that call. And then we start moving around, and that's kind of how we transition to that. I also want to go into the school system. So when I did that,
mm.
that's when it really grew. Now the first time I actually go, and this is a story that I have to tell. I don't know if it's funny or embarrassing, but I wanted to do Christmas pictures in the school. The problem
Okay.
was we had a black Santa Claus, and we went to school, and we set up, and this little white girl came in there. And
Uh-oh.
when she saw Santa Claus, she began to bag up. You can see that, and the teacher, instead of trying to bring her to Santa Claus, like it's okay, and I'm like, ma'am, it's okay. She don't have to do it. But once we got into the schools, we stayed, and I don't want to use the word cheap. We stayed affordable.
There you go.
Meridian
Yeah.
Public School District has free and reduced lunch. When the government says the entire community is at a certain level, then my price need to also reflect that. I also
Mm,
looked at that we wasn't going to spend a lot of money with me because I had set up packages. I'm talking just $25, $30 packages. Y'all, they did not buy them. So I'm a numbers guy, and I know some photographers gonna call me crazy right here, but I ran a thing called a 10 for 10. You got 10 pictures for $10. Two
mm.
5x7s and 8 wallets. Now that only cost me $2. We gave the school $1, and then I made $7 for every child I shot. And once Christmas, because I had like 9 schools I was going to, we did over 490 packages. So for Christmas, I just made $4,900 profit.
Wow.
If I would have went in with a $25 price tag, I probably would have did nowhere close to that. So
Mm.
in that transition, I had to keep up with price. I was still trying to always putting out the best product, best I could put out. I even had a rule called if a child cried or I didn't like the picture, we automatically sent the money back home with the parent. Just send the
Wow.
money on back. We apologize, but because we weren't going to send anything home that you didn't like. But with that, there was a responsibility. You have a
Mm.
photographer come out of town, he can take your picture, send it back to the school. You can call him all day. He don't have to answer. If I'm eating at Applebee's, somebody gonna come up, man. You saw my child hair, baby. I didn't braid your child hair. You know what I'm saying? But you know, your baby. I didn't have no jail for the baby hair, none of that. But so I took my time. We bought 1,000 combs. We tried to touch each child to make sure that they clothes are straight. We just put in the effort because we understood being black and trying to get a contract of a size of school that had over 4,000 kids. We was gonna have to be on our game.
Mm.
Wow. Speaking of Meridian, um, how does the city of Meridian influence your work, if at all?
Man, you know, Meridian has been good to me. I'm just being real honest with you. You know, it was crazy. You know, I'm from Lauderdale County, Tennessee. You know, L's up there, and I moved to Lauderdale County, Mississippi. So I see the same sheriff car. So, uh, you know, one thing about it, I ain't nervous when I'm driving by a sheriff. Um, but no, you know, Meridian is they've just been very supportive, man. I mean, again, not having, you know, most people got their class, you know, I'm class of 97, you know, I went to Holly Grove Baptist Church, you know, you got family. So when you start a business, you got bases of people that you can do it with. In
Yeah.
Meridian, I didn't have any of that. And so
Mm.
Meridian just over time has just really stayed behind me. You know, now I've been good to them too now, but I have to say, no, Meridian definitely got behind me and pushed me forward. I can't say a bad thing about me. I've never been robbed. You talking about going, now, listen, y'all see what color? It's not because I got a bright light on, I'm this light. I'm literally this light in real life, probably even whiter. And you talking about at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm in the club, and I ain't talking about no regular club. I'm in the roughest of the rough. And not one time was I ever robbed. Um, I mean nothing. I mean, I had some girls stole some pictures one time. I'm sorry, I can't get over that because they shouldn't have stole it. It wasn't for $5. I'm not gonna call them out because they balling right now. They balling right now. But yeah, I was taking pictures, man. I was going fast and was looking back and doing, and then you know they're gonna tell me that the printer didn't print it. But this is, you know, I was faster than everybody else on the technology when it came to printing. The printer
Mm.
has told me that it didn't print the picture, so I said, but I didn't argue, man. You know what I'm saying? Let her slide, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you told that story, man, because one of my questions is gonna be what's one of the wildest stories that's ever happened while you were doing a photo shoot?
That was like yeah, that was one of them. But I mean, I did give them permission for everybody that's listening. I did say whatever they asked, I would answer. Nothing was off the table. So here we go. Um, you will find that I don't do a lot of negligee pictures. You'll find that, or border. I just don't. But it wasn't because I just didn't want to. My first experience was so bad that I
Mm.
knew that wasn't for me. But what happened was I did this lady pictures, and she said my sister wanted you know information. She wanted to, she needs to do some pictures. So I said, okay, cool. The lady that I just shot, because I'm new there, it's probably 2008, so I've only been there about 3 years. And met the lady, and she told me she wanted to do some pictures. 'Cause she needs to send them to her husband who was overseas at that time. Okay, well, you know, if it's a purpose to it, I'm with it. And man, like I said, she came out in the first outfit, and it was a nice necklace. Okay, the next outfit, she came out in nothing. I'm like, no, what are you talking about?
You shocked in there. You shocked in
Bro,
there.
I'm in, listen, bro, I'm in there scared. What are you talking about? You know what I'm talking about? I ain't never, you can call anybody from Tennessee. I ain't never been the toughest, the hardest, the most aggressive. Bro, I'm in there hand sweating like, what is she doing? And she was like, well, can you take this picture, take that picture? And I'm like, you do understand this is a camera, not a video camera, right? Like you trying to give me
Yeah.
catch motion that,
You
man, let
said
me
I
tell you
can't do that.
something. When that was over with, bro, I'm telling it saved me. To that lady, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
You said never
You didn't
again.
have to, oh boy, please. You can there's no money available. Now we do a little bit of it now if you got something tasteful to do with. And you better bring your husband or somebody with you. That, no,
So that
that
can't be
won't
no
happen
one-on-one
again.
session right there.
Oh, never again. But but for 14 years, my policy is this. Whenever a woman's in my studio, she change clothes, I leave. We
Mm.
lock the door. When I say we, I work by myself. You hear me say we. I've just always had a team spirit. So you hear me say we, but I do everything by myself. But I'll lock the door, whether it's her child or whether it's a mama, a daddy, husband, or herself. I give them the key to the building. Tell them to deadbolt me out of the building, and you come back and open up when you change clothes. We always wanted women to make sure they felt comfortable, they felt safe, and when you reach those two, you just get better pictures out of people. And like I said, and
Yeah.
also just it's just a safeguard, so you never have to kind of worry about certain things that can be said and done. And we just kept that policy in place for the last 14 years.
Yeah. And I know you touched on this a little bit, but maybe a little bit expansion. Talk about building a brand in a place where you have no base. Because I think that's real important. You know, a lot of times people transition, you know, even coming out of college, you know, coming out of a job, you know, trying to pursue your passions. You start out sometimes in places where you have no base, where you have no aunties, cousins, uncles, friends, anybody to really go to. But can you talk a little bit about building a brand from the ground up, right? Because it sounds like when you got there, you had to build this brand from the ground up.
I did. I remember the first thing I called myself was called well, you know, when you're a proud father, you want something to be in your kid's name besides Cable. You know what I'm saying? So uh, so what we did was I had the name of my company was Photos by Camille because that was my daughter's name. And
Mm.
then, I'm going around town, people calling me Camille, and I'm like, hold on. that, that that was the wrong strategy. Maybe I could leave everything that I own to Camille, but we're gonna have to switch this, and that's when we switched it over to the name. But this was some key things that I did. The
Yeah.
number one thing I said to myself was I wanted to do 100 families. And
Mm.
people said, why would you pick 100 families? And that whether it was a wedding, family pictures, because if I had 100 families, I knew I could survive over 20 years without a
Mm.
commercial, without a business card. Because if I did your wedding and then y'all
Yep.
went and had a child, I'm pretty sure I'm going to start doing the birthday pictures. Then they
Yeah.
get into
Yep.
school, all with the senior portion that's doing it now. But one of the key things that I took in mind was this: people spend money with who they like. That was
Mm.
number one. So I did everything I could to stay likable. I spoke to
Mm.
you. You know what I mean? So, you got people now who are just now starting to want to do a business, but they forget how they acted in high school with people. They forget how they stunted on folks 2 years ago on Facebook with the
Yeah.
money right here. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? now
Yeah.
you want to open up a business and you want me to spend my money with you. And the
Yeah.
fact is, you can have somebody who got the best food, but if you don't like them, you ain't spending your money with them, man. So that
Yeah.
that, that was number one. I had to make sure that I was a likable person. From there, I went to. There's a rule, everybody say, man, you can't please everybody. That it's true, but I tried, and I was telling
Mm.
about it. I literally tried. I don't, man, and you don't know to the heights and depths that I went sometimes to try, but I did. So
Mm.
people they write that off so easy. Man, don't worry about it. You can't please everybody. I know, but everybody don't give me their money either. So if you give me the opportunity, I'm gonna try my best. If I got to come back, I have. If you if you don't like my pictures, I buy them back.
Mm.
You
Really.
are not gonna leave there and be dissatisfied. I wasn't
Mm.
gonna give you anything negative to say. So between those two was a great thought provoking base. That as
Mm.
long as people like me, and then I had to use the things that I hate about us as black people, but it's the facts. And that is we'll support somebody else from out of town before we support somebody in town.
Mm.
So to this day, I never changed my telephone number.
Mm.
So right now, 20 years later, when they call that number, they think they still calling somebody from Tennessee or somewhere.
Mm.
Because they ask me where I'm located when I've been in the same place for 14 years. So I had to use every tactic that I knew.
Mm.
Not necessarily against us, but once you understand the rules of Monopoly, you know how to play.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and that's just I kind of used, man, everything that I knew. But those were the top three. Knowing that they would flock to me, I had to give a good product. I knew I
Yeah.
needed to stay likable under all circumstances, and then I tried my best to please everybody.
Mm. Mm.
And it worked. It worked too because
Yeah.
man, like you were telling me like you having to take a break at the moment right now because you got so
So,
many clients trying to hit you
well,
up right now.
again, no, never get it twisted. That it again, it took 20 years to get here.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
but at some point, when I got ready to come out the club, I remember talking to God, and I said, God, I don't want to go to the club anymore.
Mm.
And God is a funny God if you ever talk to him. Because God looked at us and said, what you tell me for? I ain't tell you to go.
Mm.
You went
That's
on
what
your
you
own. You
chose to
know what I mean?
do.
Like, I didn't nobody told you had to go to the club to take care of your daughter. That's what you saw and that's what you went after. And immediately when I said that, the door began to open. People who wanted me to do family pictures, I'm talking about I did no Easter, no Christmas. I was just doing straight club. I went and got a building. When I wanted to do the school, they told me that I had to have a building. So I went and got it. Man, we couldn't afford it. I talked to my wife, said, baby, I can afford this maybe a year, year and a half if I don't make any money. She said, go for it. Do you know we got the building? We still didn't get the contract. Like, oh my God.
Dang.
Wow.
So,
Dang.
and then what's funny was, but the people who got the contract, they let them come into school and do the pictures on school campus. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So we went back to the drawing board. Every chance I got to practice, I was never expensive. I mean, $40, $50, they were like, that's all, because to me, it was still practice. I didn't know how to shoot. I never learned how to shoot. So
Wow.
I got in my place. I stuck with the thing, and man, before you knew it, we finally broke the barrier. And what happened was the opportunity, how they say you got to be ready when the opportunity comes. So
Yes.
we could have been disappointed that we didn't get the school contract, and we were. Don't get me wrong. But there was daycares. I went after the daycares. I went after the Head Starts, and they allowed me in, and that just allowed more practice. But at the same time, I'm building more families. I'm building more people. Some of them already know me because they knew me from the club, so they would let me in. And then graduation came. I think it was for the class of 2015 or 2016, where the people who had the contract, I don't know if they had a bad experience that year with the school system, but they were not going to come back and do graduation day. And
Mm.
that was big because, everybody wants that when they're going across stage to get
Yes.
sick. And they
Yes.
asked me would I come do that. And I don't want to say it was in a trade, but when you save them like that, what they had to say was they would give us at least an opportunity. And once we got that opportunity, you now put us in a place where we're shooting 11 schools, 4,000 kids twice a year. And we're at a different ball game at that point.
Yeah, man, that's great. But I think that's a remarkable thing to say, right? Um, continuing to charge what you feel like you're worth and what you feel like you can offer to people. I think that's a tricky space because sometimes I think people get out here and they try to charge what other people are worth, but the skill don't match that. You know what I'm saying? The skills
Yes,
don't match
sir.
that. And so sometimes, you have to understand where you are and where you're trying to go. And I think, man, that's just a great illustration of one, staying ready. My uncle always say this all the time. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
That's it.
If you have it, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. And
That's it.
so having the skills, building, it just, man, it's a very remarkable story for someone to go to a place that you've never been, right? And not look at the obstacles, but look at opportunities. And I
That's
think
it.
sometimes people focus on the obstacles rather than opportunities, and to not let, not to be discouraged about not getting a contract, but still being prepared. And at the end of the day, still having the opportunity to get to where you were trying to go. And I think that's remarkable, man. And I think that's something, one on this show that I applaud you for, that we applaud you for literally being ready for the moment and for sticking with it and having a plan. Because so many people give up when, sometimes you get in the middle of your plan and it's like, man, God, listen, we talked about this. This ain't how it's supposed to be going.
Right.
I thought I was getting that contract. I stepped out and bought this place, believing that I'm gonna get that contract, and then it don't come through.
Yeah.
But for only you to use that to work for you down the road, man. I think that's remarkable and that's impressive, and that should be applauded.
One of the things when you talk about pricing, and I have people call, and let me tell you, and my pricing does not fit my product. That's true. But I never wanted to outprice myself or overprice myself.
Yeah.
I remember the first school I did. I had a young lady who was helping me from time to time. And she actually quit on me after I did what I'm about to tell you all I did. Love to death. Like, I think she loved me too, but she quit after this. Like, you ain't gonna never make no money. And I think now she understands that I had something built upstairs. But so I had the school, and the school was Kemper County Elementary. And Kemper County is right there by Meridian. Great city. Man, my first to say, hey, come over here. We'll
Mm.
let you. So they needed but this not they didn't give me the contract to begin them. They needed something. Uh the lady that did the yearbook, I think they wanted the pictures, and I think she's gonna charge them. Now she's already taken the pictures, made money, but I think
Mm.
they wanted the copy of the pictures to make a yearbook out of. And she told them that she was gonna have a certain fee, and they thought it was, pretty steep for somebody who already made some money. I don't
Yeah.
get into that because everybody got their prices.
Yep.
So they asked me how much was what I charge. And I thought about it and I said, well, I don't want to charge too much, which I don't know what too much is. I don't want to charge too less, and I don't know what that is. I tell you what, I do it for free. So when I said
What?
I do it, it's 400 kids. Well, this is the theory behind it. I don't know how much it costs, but I know after I shot them 400 kids, I knew how much I was gonna charge their ass next goddamn year. I knew that. Oh, man. But when I did it, guess what they said? You can have a contract next year.
What?
I did,
Wow.
and they were a smaller school. Don't get me wrong, but it was my
Yeah.
first school.
Yeah.
Now, and when I had said it on a job, and my guy, I mean, my guy Chris Naylor, like Chris, he didn't mean nothing by it. When I first saw him to the school, he like, man, now this guy been doing that for like 40 some years. He got that on lock. And I had to say, if I want to do it, I do it. I was kind of joking, but don't tell me I can't
Yeah.
do it, because once you tell me I can't do it, now I got to go prove to everybody that I
Yeah.
can do it. And
Yeah.
eventually, like I said, we had the contract. We made the high school yearbooks, the elementary school yearbooks. Um, but hey, it was a roller coaster. And man, let me say something. And 4,000 kids twice a year is a lot. It's a lot. And you talking
Yes.
about shooting, and that's me shooting. Oh, now let me give you this right here though. Now, other thing, I'm fast when I shoot, because what's crazy is that I was able to take my club with me. What I mean is
Mm.
my club experience. I
Yeah.
didn't like lines. So when you're in the club, and you gotta understand, I don't mind drunk people. I don't like the
Mm.
folks who play drunk at the club. Man, come on, take this picture
Uh,
so we can go. So you
Mm-hmm.
know, that's what I had to deal with. So you talking about, I got kids lined up that's already got a bubble in their mouth or crisscross applesauce. They just want to step on this X and smile and go. I was doing a class of 30, man, in 7, 8, 9 minutes, man.
ooh.
Wow.
I was doing a whole school of 500 kids. I feel like I had a rule called I like to eat lunch at home. Ask anybody. That's my rule. I went into a school with 1,100 kids there. They said, "What the other photographers at?" I said, "I'm by myself." They said, "Well, we required two." I said, "But God only made me." So all I can tell you is line them up. And they lined them up. And let me tell you something. I went home at lunch. I was at home for 12 o'clock.
Wow.
So I just used that speed from the club. Didn't get nervous when I saw a group of 30 kids come in there. To me, that looked like a club line. Here go 30 people. I got to get those people. I got to get this line down. And that's what I
Yeah.
did. So took my time, with special ed students, with special ed, because, I taught special ed before I left Tennessee. And so, I got a passion for them. And so to take my time with them, I would let them get the camera, get up, some of them that would know me from, doing pictures, at the studio, and they knew me at the school, the teacher, like, don't get them. Y'all leave them kids alone. We good. And every one of their parents, I was not going to stop until I got a good picture of them. I don't care if we took an hour. I ain't got nothing to do.
Yeah.
I ain't got no job. That's what I do. Oh.
Y'all, we got a caller on the line. Hello. Welcome to the Memphis Joke Show. Hello. Are you there?
Take yourself off mute.
Hello.
Call us back.
Hello. Are you there? Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Call us back. 901-410-0123.
Yeah, you may have to call back. Okay.
Yeah.
They got the same telephone company my mom and them got in Ripley, apparently. You know what I'm saying? We ain't blaming you. We blaming the phone company. We ain't put nothing on our
Yep.
callers tonight.
Caller, give us a call back.
Yeah.
Man, one thing that we have to get into, man, is that I was on Facebook the other day and I ran across a few videos that you've done, right? And they're amazing videos. And not only that, they're going like super viral, man. Like, can you get into that? Like, what inspired you to create? Like, the first video that we're gonna get into is Black Dollar 2025 political season. Can you give us like an idea of what inspired you to create that?
Yeah, every February I do a video clip where I talk about the black dollar. And years past, I've talked about it in different ways. Number one, I talked about the actual spending power that it has. We know that the black dollar has enormous spending power, and we hear this all the time. But I was trying, as my mama say, sometimes you got to speak the language that they understand. And so I was trying to just break it down to where we know. And after the first year talking about the power, I realized my business wasn't the best. You know what I'm saying? There was times where I had to fix some things where people can get their pictures back at a certain time. So it's like we want people to spend with us, so let's make sure we're a good business. So we use that as the black dollar topic. But this year, I've learned that our communities are missing some things, our business are missing some things, and we don't get certain things from the government. We don't get calls back from mayor, our city council members. And
Okay.
if you ask me, the reason is because we don't invest. You know, so
Mm.
if we put the black dollar uh, to the same way they do, like the one thing about black people, and I love us to death, is that we want to be fair, right? What
Mm.
they
Right.
want to be is legal. Them two different
Mm.
things. Okay,
Yeah.
so I don't know why we don't think a lobbyist is somebody who coming up there to tell you we'll give you your money if you're gonna give us this. That's all it is. It's an exchange. And so if you get what you pay for, and we don't put our black dollars into politics, that we I don't know why we're expecting anything from our city government. And so I wanted to put that out there. And though we're too late for this particular political season to do it, over the next 4 years, I'll be trying to put a coalition together in Meridian. That I don't want to use the word we're gonna buy the next candidate, but we sure gonna put up the money as a small group of small business owners. So that person would have to come to the table and begin to answer some questions on, you know, like for instance, I think the most you can give is $5,000 to a candidate. There was one man who did give that, and when a certain contract came up, now he was qualified for the contract. I'll make that very clear. But at the same time, it was no doubt that he made almost like $80,000 off his $5,000 investment. There was
Mm.
another who gave a $5,000 investment, a donation to that particular campaign that year, and we had a building that collapsed in Meridian. That was a $200,000 cleanup. Imagine who got that contract. Somebody that donated into the campaign. So sometimes we got to understand we do get what we pay for.
Mm.
Mm.
We have another caller, y'all. Yo, 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 you on the Memphis Joke Show. Who is this?
What's up?
That sound like DJ
Man,
Cautious.
What's up, DJ Cautious?
Yeah, man.
What up,
Man, you
Carson?
already know what's up with it, man. Man, how you doing, man? What's up, man? How y'all
Oh,
guys doing, man?
we good, DJ. I see you doing your thing. I see you for the air karaoke to your thing, boy. I see you, baby.
Man, yes, sir. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I just wanted to call in, man, to bring up a memory, man. When I saw that he was gonna have you on the show, I knew that I was gonna call in and tell you this story right for her to make you laugh. But here though, Jamar.
Come on,
Man,
come
I
on.
remember, man, when I used to be in the streets, hustling, man, in Willow Creek, and I thought I was doing something. And I remember I had a whole lot of money one night, and I came home. I can't remember if I woke you up or what, but you took a picture. I don't know if you remember that, but you had just like first started doing it then.
Yeah. That was with the
You
point
taking
and shoot.
pictures, man. You had just first started.
Yeah. I had a little silver camera, a little point and shoot camera. I couldn't even print the picture at that point. I had to go in the house and print it later on.
Yep. I think you gave it to me like the next day or something.
Yeah, I did. I had a print up in the house. I would take them out there. Willow Creek was my stomach ground. They let me practice on there, out there, and do my thing, man. Yes, sir. I remember that.
Man, that was over 20 years ago, man. And you see how you still at it though, man?
Still at it, man. I
Man,
think
it was a lot.
sometimes, we people jump off the ship too early, man. You know what I'm saying? If you into something, stay in it. You gotta get better at it. So that's I stayed with it.
Yeah, man, but I'm proud of you, man. Keep going, man. Keep going, man. It feels, good to say that I know people like you guys, man. I can brag when people be talking about y'all, man. I'm like, y'all know them guys, man.
Love
what?
on
Man,
that.
I appreciate that. And I know for life
But
over, I can tell everybody I knew you.
Exactly.
man, yep, man. Likewise, man. But y'all take care, man. God bless. Man. I wanted to share that memory with you, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man.
Thanks for calling in, DJ Cautious, man.
Yeah.
Much love, bro.
Appreciate that, DJ Cautious.
Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. Y'all have a good one. I'm gonna continue listening to the show.
All right.
Hey,
That was DJ Cautious, y'all.
hey, now, since Cautious did that, you know what I'm saying? And I know the statute of limitations should be up on several things, right? So we're gonna go back to so I'm working. I graduated from Russ College, and we working at youth villages up in Memphis, right? So I was staying in the trail apartments, man, off Lamar, man. And if you know about the trails, bro, hey, we was in the trenches for real. And so the way I ended up staying over there was I'm driving from Ripley every day to go to training. There's a couple of guys there. They have a place to stay, but they got no money for food. They got to go through training. They just up there praying and eating wish sandwiches. Wish they had some meat on the bread. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
they was like, man, let's hey, you buy us something to eat, man, you could come stay at the house. I'm like, okay, cool. And they was college dudes. We all, we all had degrees, but there was a hustler that was living in a car. And I didn't like him staying in the car. I'm just Jamar Wright. And I know this Memphis and the rest of it, but it's like, man, look, it's like 4 or 5 of us now just staying like on a little one beer. We all over the place, but we work 16-hour shifts. So everybody would never be at home at the same time. Well, after he ended up passing away, and I ended up moving back home as I started being over foster care in Dyersburg through youth villages. And so I would come back up every now and then and hang out with the guys. Now, this is what I've learned. If you don't steal, and you don't steal, you don't know when somebody else is stealing. Like I don't know how to look for a thief. If you're not a liar, I assume everybody telling the truth. Well, I didn't steal. So every morning, we go outside and chill, and the dudes from downstairs would just have all kind of new stuff. Like, man, y'all buy a computer? You want to buy this? I'm thinking like, nah, I don't know the computer. So one day they had a camera, little digital camera, little point and shoot. Yeah, I want that. You know what I'm saying? I get in there, man. It got a memory card in there. And he had a whole little kit, like a little light kit. I mean, like a little club setup. I cut the camera on, took one picture, looked through. Man, somebody a whole wet man. They done broke in somebody's car, stole all that stuff. And so I'm working with one of the dudes that I see in the picture. So I'm like, I know these people. So now I got to decide: do I want to give these people their memories? Because I know that's what they want. But at the same time, the man may look at me as the one who stole his cat, stole everything. So man,
Yeah.
we won't talk about what I did. But anyway, that just brings back. That's the camera that he talking about. I know exactly what camera because I know how I get it. I didn't know how I get it. I paid for it. I didn't know he didn't pay for it. That's what happened. But that's what you get when you stay in this Memphis right there in the trailer park.
We got people leaving comments. We got Kim Buck. Shout out to Kim Buck. She said, "Love you, cuz."
Oh man, love you too, Kim.
Shout out to Celinda Bonner. She said, "You do look familiar. I think you might have taken my picture at the Dyersburg Legion."
Listen, I was in there too.
2001, 2002.
You know what? Now, what she's doing is putting some more years on me, which is still true. I was getting it in back there too. I was probably hanging out with Stacey then.
We got Mario Smith in the building. He said, "I see you, cuz."
That's my dog, man. Y'all got to check Mario out, man. Mario really on this music thing right now, man. Mario always been good with music. Me and Mario been tapped in this last year, watching him grow through this whole thing. We're gonna be coming with something soon, man. Real soon.
Awesome, man. Yeah, Mario got the voice, man. He always have, man. I always knew he's gonna make it. He gonna make, and when I see him doing big things like he doing now, man, it make me so proud, man, because I was there when he and I first, like, we first kind of found out that we knew that we could. I knew he could sing, and he knew he could sing. I knew I could rap, and he knew I could rap, but we started working with the same promoter, and the promoter started really like teaching us how to do it on a professional level. So I really, every time I see Mario, man, I see how far he done came, because I remember us starting on the same platform together, and to see him still going and still pushing, it motivated me, to keep going and keep pushing.
Same, bro. Just listen, give us a couple of more months, and I'm telling you, you'll be like, oh, they really been. I'm like, Glow. We've been in here cooking, Glow. You know what I'm talking about? Let us cook then. You know what I'm talking about?
Shout out to Mario Smith, man. Y'all go stream his music, man, on all platforms, man.
All platforms.
But we finna get into this video. The first
Let's go,
video,
man. Let's do it.
It's called Black Dollar 2025 Political Season. The phone lines are open, so after the video go off, if y'all want to call in, if y'all want to holler at Jamard, man, right way, Photography, man. Y'all call in, man. Holla at them, man. Here we go. Okay. Here we go.
Jamard Wright again with, I wouldn't call it my Black history message, but it's normally what we deal with the black dollar. And this year I didn't get a chance to do it, so I want to come back and I want to hit it and hit it a little bit different. So we're going to call this the Black Dollar 2025. In years past, this is how we dealt with it. First of all, we talked about the importance of the black dollar. We talked about our spending power. Then we also talked about being actually a good business owner, because a lot of times we talk about why people don't spend and don't come. We had to make sure that we provided a good business. We've done all those things, and I promise you, my business have grown. I've watched so many other businesses have grown. Entrepreneurship, small business in Meridian and throughout the United States, we're still thriving, and we're going to keep thriving. Even though we're in some tough times right now, we stick together and we'll make it. But I want to hit it a little bit different, and I apologize to those that I offend right now. But there's an old saying, you get what you pay for. Now let me break that down. When it comes into politics, the black dollar has to make a statement in politics. So many times we have a mayor or a city council person that we say, well, they won't call me back. They won't listen to me. Well, let me tell you why. You probably didn't contribute to their campaign. And we used to think that was wrong. In the last campaign or last election cycle, I remember someone going on and they was talking about one of the candidates and all the money they had received. And I think the highest amount that you can get was $5,000. But when you looked at the fact that this person gave $5,000, that one gave $5,000, this one gave $2,500. When certain contracts came up in the city and they pulled people to do it, I don't even want to call it illegal. You get what you pay for. And because those people had donated their dollars to these campaigns. And we just saw Mr. Elon Musk and them do $1 million here, $1 million there. Mark Zuckerberg donate. So it can't be wrong if people are throwing millions and millions of dollars in it to do what? To get something in return. Our business have been neglected. Our neighborhoods have been neglected. And I'm truly starting to think it's because we haven't made the investment we need to make. I can knock on the door all the time, but you know something? You can't get nothing out of a bank that you haven't put nothing in. So we need to take our black dollar this year, directed towards campaigns, directed towards certain races to impact. And when we come together and we put our dollars there, they have to listen to us. But if you get nothing else from it, get this. When you get mad, you get what you paid for. The black dollar is strong, always will be strong, and we're still growing. See you on the other side.
Phenomenal, man. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it's so true, man. It's so true. I
Yeah,
was just
we
Go ahead.
I was very passionate about it, just based off the fact that we talk about the black dollar. And I did miss it back here in February for Black History. But like I said, when I looked at our political season and I look at how we are really missing out, man, we're missing out on some small things. And I mean, and I had a lady who's a very intelligent lady. She's really big in our community. There, she did hit me like, "Well, Jamal, I didn't really agree with your video." And I said, and she went on to tell me, "Well, I don't agree with the pay to play." And I told her, "I don't either." She said, "It ain't fair." That's when I told her, "Baby, that's our problem. We keep want to be fair. Them people want to just be legal. And so while we over here being fair, they over here putting up their money and getting the contracts and getting the money. Uh, so we just gotta be able to do that, and I think we will. Matter of fact, I will be able to show you by the next election how we plan to get at least 10 businesses together. We all put $500 a piece in, and then we give that to a certain candidate. Now, when that candidate gets $5,000 from 10 black business owners, he has to listen to the group. And when certain contract, I don't have to get, it may not be a photographer contract, but whatever's within that group of business, if something come up, we would like for that particular person to be rewarded that particular contract. And that's how our community will begin to get the federal dollars and the state dollars that come in that, like I said, some people get $200,000, $90,000 for a drawing. Just a drawing. Now I can't draw, but hell, I learned out for $90,000. So
Mm.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's so hard to get that point across to like our culture? Um, like you said, a lot of us we want to depend more on hope and feeling, and we're going to just make people feel so bad about how bad that they're doing us, that they're going to feel so bad that they're going to come and help us, when really it does take money. You know, we're in a society, or in a world where money talk and bullshit walks, basically, you know, for lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm.
How what do we not get about that? Why will we spend thousands and thousands of dollars on things that we don't need, like high fashion clothes and foreign cars and stuff, and then complain, turn around and complain about the conditions that we're living in?
Oh yeah, man. Listen. This is the honest God truth, and this had nothing to do with Michael. He's the GOAT to me. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna argue about LeBron and the rest of them. But I've never had a real pair of Jordans. Hell no, I ain't bought not one pair. Uh, and let me tell you, I remember. I don't know if you remember this, Jeff. But back in the day, we used to pick tomatoes, right? And the tomato truck would come down through Walking Street at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then it'll come back at 12 noon, and it'll come back at, I think, 4 o'clock in the evening. And I think we only made like $3 an hour. And I remember when I told my mom I want some Jordan, she said, "You got to pay for them." Well, I got on that tomato truck at 6 o'clock, and hell, at 9, I was ready for somebody to drop me off at the nearest road, and I walked back to the house. You know, So I was never materialistic, but we're people spend billions of dollars for that reason. You know, do you know you don't want a Big Mac till you see the commercial?
Yep.
As soon, and let me tell you something, and that Big Mac that you see on the commercial don't look nothing like that one in that box you just go pay for.
No.
They spend the money on the advertising, and then we want to follow in. So we talk about influence, and I don't want to get off subject, but I want to make a point of influence to see why we're going the wrong way. Everybody used to watch wrestling when they were younger. Everybody. When wrestling went off, you coming off the jumping off the corner of the couch, elbowing your little sister, your brother, you putting somebody in the figure 4 leg lock like you Ric Flair, because you just watched it and now you want to imitate that. When we look at Kung Fu, soon Bruce Lee go off, you're in there chopping and doing all kind of, you know what I'm talking about, doing the whole little thing because of the influence. So now I remember when MTV Cribs came on. You know, I didn't know there was a show. Not when it first came out. I really thought these people had fish tanks in their house and really all these cars. And what they did was put us into a materialistic mind frame. And then we began to want to just buy stuff and spend stuff and get stuff for instant gratification that does nothing for us. And that's why we have nice cars and
Oh,
Technical difficulty.
yeah.
That StreamYard don't want the truth to come out. StreamYard hating. You see that? As soon as he starts speaking that truth,
It looked like his
they didn't want to try to mess up.
yeah, it looked like his device might have died, lost battery power.
Yeah,
That's what it looked like.
yeah. So we'll get into the second video.
Yeah.
and then when we come
Give him
back,
time to
he'll be
reconnect.
back by then. Yeah.
Yeah.
The title of this video is 20 Years Later, This Is What I Learned by Jamard Wright.
Do it two-step, Mississippi. Daddy worked upon a train. Mama always had brains. She a teacher now. You know how we get down.
Hey, we're in the beloved downtown Front Street, Meridian, Mississippi, 20 years later. You're not going to believe this, but in 2005, I came to Meridian to do one thing. And that was to be the best father I could be to my daughter. I will never forget that day, one of the most important days of my life. But after that, I had to realize something. I had to make some money, and I had no idea how I was going to do that. You know, where I came from, we was always taught, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Well, I moved to a state where I had no relatives, so I had to swap the whole thing. It wasn't who I know, it was what I knew. And that's what I did. I went to the club, nightclub, and I realized they take pictures in there. I went and bought me a camera and a printer, asked the club owner, could I come and take pictures? And of course, there was a fee, but I paid that fee, and that's where it all started. Probably did that 5 to 7 years, and I remember asking God, I'm so tired of taking pictures in the club, and he simply said, I never told you to go. After that, I would have to say thank you to Kemper County, being the first one who allowed me to come in and do their school, followed behind Clark County, and finally Meridian, Mississippi, gave me the largest contract that I could ever have, doing 11 schools, over 4,000 kids, twice a year. And let me tell you something, it was a big job, but we loved it, and we'd like to thank everybody for all these years of service. We will continue, we will make another announcement on some of the things we're going to do to celebrate this year, but I'm bringing out all staff to let you know those 20 years have been some of the best for me, and I'm very thankful for this community. Now, one thing I want to also let you know is it took 20 years to get there. And let me explain. Two people can't climb the ladder at the same time, and so many times we do. We'll try to go against our own partner, our friend, our brother, our sister, family member, when the truth is only one person can climb at a time. And it's important for the person to be at the bottom holding the base, because even a person can go up a ladder by themselves, but if they go up too high, and the winds get to blowing, and winds do blow in life, you can find that person that you so love blown over. But yet, it takes a different type of person sometimes to hold someone down while they make it to the top. But if you're in it together, if this is your partner, your lover or your friend, hold them down. Now, my wife has now made it to the top of her ladder, and now she's on her way back down, and now I'm going to take it step by step till I get there. We can all do it. 20 years later, I can tell you now, the one thing I learned was we could have never made it up that ladder at the same time. Thank you.
Baby, I'm so southern, I sometimes feel ignorant people's perception of independence.
Yes, sir. I'm back.
Yeah.
I told you this is my first podcast. Somebody called him and tell y'all what happened. I tried to stop the phone call. Everything went out. Everybody leave me alone till I get off.
Well, we better the end now, so we ain't gonna keep you too much longer.
Yeah.
Man, you're saying that when the people of Meridian need to come together, and put the money up to get the right candidate to do what's needed to be done. I think you need to be the candidate.
We are
literally.
We got a couple more videos, and it may hint to something a little later on where we're gonna try to go with that. I do want to touch on the 20-year video there that we just watched. That last part about two people can't climb the ladder at the same time. And that's a very true statement. We talk about the crabs in the bucket, and I don't even want to go there. I'm talking about literally just trying to climb a ladder. And a person can climb a ladder by themselves, but a ladder could get a very unstable if you go so high. It is very important to have a base. And it doesn't matter if it's the man holding the woman down or the woman holding the man down, but two people can't climb the ladder at the same time. And that's why sometimes we it's almost like going nowhere fast, and so I understood my wife. I was doing my thing with the pictures, and she was a school teacher, needed to go back to school. Somebody had to, watch the baby. Somebody had to sacrifice this. Somebody sacrifice that, and I didn't mind. But now we there. I mean, and we finna enjoy it from here. So I'll tell anybody, man, two people cannot climb the ladder at the same time. Don't even try it. It just doesn't work. And it's okay to watch somebody else climb. And who better to watch you? I mean, who better to watch your significant other climb but you?
Yeah,
exactly. And we live in a world now to where we need more families. We need to start praising families, especially Black families. You know what I'm saying? You hear a lot of the music and stuff. Kind of it encourages people to be players and pimps, and you know what I'm saying. And the culture is just kind of like be single for life, and I'll never let nobody tie me down and stuff. To me, it seems like the culture teaches the complete opposite of what we should be on, and it's been like that for a long time. And I say that.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. It
I
seems
was
like
the system been set up like that for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny how we talk about men who don't take care of their kids, right? And,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not making no excuse for no man that do this, but you do know men was taken around from plantation to plantation, just to have sex with women, right? And just look at this. I don't want to use the word facts, and we have to come back and fact check and go off and make bad comments. But we do know that they would take from one plantation, and they would have sex with a lady, right? Well, the problem
Mm-hmm.
is they didn't have pregnancy tests back then. So you have to wait to see that little baby bump. Now that we know we're pregnant, guess what they do? They take him to another plantation. So he really didn't get a chance to bond with the woman. He didn't get a chance to bond with his child. They probably never even saw again. He was off to the next one. It's ironic that we'll have young men that love the girl, love her to death, spend a night with her. They move in together. She get pregnant. She tell you she pregnant. It's cool. But when you see that baby bump, they gone.
Mm.
Hmm.
And I'm saying 400 years later, we're doing the same thing. So it's by, and some things I'm not saying it was designed just to do that, but by design we've fallen into that. And all you gotta do is go back and look at it. Soon as don't nobody leave the girl as soon as they find out she's pregnant. But as soon as they see that stomach come out a little bit, it's like boom, we gone. Now, and we'll come back with a baby born. I've never understood that part, but leaving them out there, they can be emotionally scorned. But like I said, the two-parent home is still is here. We need to keep it going, but it's set up that if you live in a certain projects or certain housing authority, that the man can't live there anyway. If the
Right.
Yeah.
man live there, they take up the price. I stayed with my sister one time. There's no lie, and everybody, ain't like you ain't stayed with your relative.
Yeah.
I was staying with my
Yep.
sister. She lived in the apartments there in Ripley, and when they found out that they wanted to take her, but she started subbing. She was paying $14 a month. When she started subbing, rent went to like 350. I mean, subs don't make no money like that. And then it don't mean you gonna sub 30 days in a row. So
Yeah.
it was almost better for her to quit the job and go back and have the cheap rent. So it's like, it's a tough thing when you got two or three kids. You got to make the decision: do you want to uplift yourself, or do you keep everything smooth and hopefully your kids kind of grow out of it? So
Man, I
we're in
think
a messed up system, but we can get out of it.
yeah, we can
Yeah.
definitely get out of it.
Agreed.
We'll have to like start promoting positivity on a higher scale, on a higher level. And then, I know like the media, a lot of the media outlets are owned by like other cultures. So that's why we have this, like we have our own culture right here, our own media channel. It may not be reaching millions and millions of people and stuff though, but it's a start. And then you were saying that it's a possibility that you might start a podcast, and then you'll be able to empower other like-minded individuals to share their thoughts and their visions on a scale to where it can be heard, and hopefully we can grow it to start reaching millions, and then we can kind of start getting people to be on the same page, because right now we're being outnumbered because the people who own the media now, it seems as if they have a certain agenda, and if you don't meet their agenda, they're not going to blast you to millions of people on their platforms. You have to conform to what it is that they want you to conform to. Like I noticed, like most rappers, if you're not talking about killing, stealing, destroying, taking drugs, you don't get access to their platforms. So what I think it does, a lot of people they'll argue that no, that's just what the people want to hear. But I just think that the youngsters just want to make some money. They see a person making millions of dollars. Well, how he making millions of dollars? Oh, he talking about kill, steal, and destroy. Oh, that's all you got to do? Sure, pass me my notebook then, because I can talk. I really can talk about. I can talk about killing more. I can talk about drilling more. I can destroy more than he. You know what I mean? And it's like a competition of who can produce the most evil. And then they get promoted by the bigger media outlets. So I just feel like the one way to empower is to, like, for instance, Chuck D has started his own app that competes with Facebook, and it competes with Twitter, and it competes with all of the social media apps. It's called it's called BTN, Bring the Noise app. And then he also has Rap Station, and that's like a television station. And he's, he said, he even says this a lot of times. He says, people should be coming over here to my app, but they believe white ice is colder.
It's true. It's true.
No diss to anybody, no diss to any cultures and nothing. I love everybody. I love everybody in every culture. I just feel like there's so many positive people, you know what I'm saying, in our culture who don't get the platform, who don't get put on that platform in order to be able to like maybe change the mindsets of some of the youth who are coming up who wouldn't go through certain things had they had, because if they see a positive person making all that money and being a multimillionaire and all that stuff, then now they're gonna be like, pass me my notebook. I'm gonna write some positive stuff because I want to be a millionaire too. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Well, we go back to the lives and we was talking about why we do the things we do. Again, if I go back to MTV Cribs, I didn't know that was a show. So I wanted, like I said, fish tanks in my house. I wanted the nice cabins and nice this. So now, what is it that I got to do to get that? And we got to the point where we would do anything, trying to get there fast. Who we used to see driving Cadillacs back in the day were retired people who had worked so many years. But now we want one at 23 because, like I said, they you got people out here 12, 13-year-old with big chains on. They, everybody get a record deal, and the first thing they do is go buy jewelry, cars, and what we're finding out that these people, they don't have it anymore. They don't have a place to stay. They never owned them houses that they stayed in. Those cars was leased. So when you put that in my mind, I'm thinking you got it like that. And then I'm gonna go forward. And then all of a sudden everybody said, no, don't go sign no deal. Well, y'all sign the deal. Y'all wait 20 years later to tell us that all them deals was bad. So everybody's been chasing a deal when a deal didn't get you anything.
Exactly.
Our favorite rappers are right now somewhere, trying to come up with a way to make some money. And I don't want to say, I don't use where I feel bad for them, but I do, because we were all tricked, because we thought we was buying that music and the music was going to them. It wasn't going. I would have bought the CDs out their hand like we doing back in the day. So when I stream, they getting 15 cents off of it. Man, come on now. So yeah, they find a way to pimp us.
Yep. And it's like they promote opposite world. I call it opposite world. You know how when we were younger, you would see like a young white boy and a young white girl, and they would get married like right after we get out of high school or something. They would get married, and we'll laugh at them like, what? You know what I'm saying? What are they doing? You know what I'm saying? They should be, out here, playing the field. You know what I mean? Checking, trying to get with other people and stuff. How do they even know that they want to be together? Those same two individuals probably started buying a house early. They started buying a house at 20 and 21 years old. Right now, their house is paid off.
Yeah.
They had kids. They both got pensions or like 401ks. All this is built up for they're our age now. They're 45, but they're set because they didn't go along with the okie doke. Something in them let them know that family is important. It's important for us. Let's get together. Let's structure. Let's bunker down together, and let's do this together.
Well, we were just told chase after education. Go out there. See, this is me and Opal right here. See, by the time we had classmates who at 18 went in the factory and started working, and we went to college and come out with a $80,000 loan in 4 years, they up 4 years of working. 4 years of putting money in the bank, saving, and I'm coming out with a bill that to this day, I mean, like I said, I'll probably be paying it till I die. So that was another thing. I admire those people who came right out and began to work and go forward. We had to learn the hard way that everybody wasn't made for college. That, trades. We need electricians, we need plumbers. Those people make good money. I used to think a mechanic was a, dirty man job. Okay. Need the transmission change. You'll find out.
Man,
okay.
Yep. Yeah. People be thinking that, Yeah, certain jobs they be thinking that they be want to thumb them off or look down on them, but sure, man, people making a killing, truck drivers making a killing, uh, plumbers making a killing, mechanics making making six figures plus. Um, but yeah, well, we were kind of told, like you said, get it fast, get it in a hurry. How fast can you get it? Let's compete with your brothers and stuff. Try to you get the Cadillac. So you ain't getting the Cadillac for yourself. You're getting the Cadillac so that you can prove something or come through and shit on everybody. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Then when somebody asks for
Uh,
$30, you ain't got $30 though. You know what I'm saying? So
yep, yeah. But yeah, that's just but I think that, and I know that like you always have been a person, man, who can get those points across like to a mass scale of people, because you've always been able to talk, and then people listen. When you talk, people listen. So if you were, I was telling my dad about that we were doing this podcast, this episode, and I was like, I thought I thought Jamar would be like into politics by now. I think he'll make a cold politician, man. Seriously, like
and I will one
you
day.
got the gift
Yeah.
that it takes.
Yeah, I
You're
will.
like the you're like
I
the
doubt it.
Barack Obama. You like the Barack Obama of Ripley, man.
I,
Literally,
I,
I promise you on everything.
Yeah, I tell people you got to have certain things together when you get ready to get into politics. You just certain things when you get in, you got to know they're gonna go after you the minute that you
Yep,
vote a different way or go. So we were
yep,
just making sure things were set in the family. Like I said, and my wife is where she needs to be in now. My daughter's in college, so they got to see me in the next 4 years. That's the best way to put it. They're gonna have to see me real soon. And even if you don't run for anything, having a voice, and a voice has a responsibility to it, then I got to come to the table. I got to come to the table and just be what I'm supposed to be within the community. And but we all got our part to play. So just because
Yeah.
I can talk, that doesn't mean anything. Don't think that person can't make a difference somewhere. I'm just the one that God did give a voice to,
Yeah.
and I try my best not to misuse it, if that makes sense.
No, that makes perfect sense.
All right, we're gonna get into the third video, man. Cause I know I can't have you here all night. I would if I could, but,
Yeah,
but
as a
I
matter of
ain't,
fact,
cause I
hey,
can't. Yeah,
and I tell this my first. What time is when y'all gave me on here before I get in trouble?
it's only
It's 9:01.
It's 9:01.
Okay, yeah. Let's get to this last video, boy. I'm gonna get in trouble in a minute.
All
I'm married. I gotta check in, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Come on now.
right, y'all. We finna get into the third video, and the title of the video is "Like David and Goliath." I got a pocket full of stones.
Mm.
Shout out UG.
I got a
Yay.
pocket full of stones. Let's go. Where's the sound? My bad. Let me turn the sound on. My bad. I didn't notice that. All right, here we go, y'all.
Like most preachers, if I had to have a subject for this matter, it would be called "I Got a Pocket Full of Stones." We have the story of David and Goliath, and we all kind of know Goliath was this bully that really just went around terrorizing people until young David had to deal with him in such a way. We live in a time now where we're all being bullied in some type of way. Whether it's in politics, you can easily be asked who you're voting for, and when you don't say their particular person, you will begin to get slandered and bullied everywhere. But it doesn't just happen in politics, even in small businesses. You got big business versus small business town, and I've been stuck with one for a while now. But if my bully right now could call themselves call themselves Goliath, I'll call myself David, and I want them to know I got a pocket full of stones. It's not that I'm bad. It's not that I think I'm this or that. But sometimes when people are wrong, somebody has to stand up for right. And when you have a voice, and that voice has a responsibility, then sometimes I'm called to the table. So sometimes I can look like a loudmouth. Sometimes I can look like a troublemaker. And the truth is, I'm neither one of the two. But I do need you to understand, if you ever think you're going to bully me, the message I have for you is I'm like little old David, and I got a pocket full of stones. Thank you again. We're going to have a great 2025. We're going to be trying to inspire you throughout, giving you small snippets and messages. But we need you to take this one in consideration, because there's a lot of bullying going on, and there's a lot of other Davids out here. We'll see you in 2025.
Well, you got my vote. You got my vote, bro. I swear.
Yeah. Let me hit that one real quick. I do have to actually get to some. I got to daycare some pictures I got to get processed and make sure they get to them on time in the morning. With that one, like I said, you know, we have bullies in our town, and it's funny that we bully each other, but we won't bully the opposite party. We won't bully other people. And so when you say you're not going to go for somebody, or you just still saying, I want to weigh my options, it's almost like, no, you got to do it this way and do it that way. And I had to just make sure that they understood that if you think you're going to bully me, man, I got a pocket full of stone. You know, and with that, he wasn't afraid. David stepped up to the plate, and David used a unique way of dealing with that particular bully. The other thing that I would say, I call myself a sheepdog, and let me explain. Sheepdogs are some very smart dogs, but their only job that they get is to protect the flock, and that's at all costs. You know, and they don't want to fight a dog; they want a wolf. You know what I'm saying? So when a wolf howl, a sheepdog give you a good bark and let you know, I'm over here. Come on, Cletus. If you want some, come on. And so I promise I got a shirt. I wouldn't wear it tonight because I want it to be right way. But if you'd have called me another time, I got a shirt called I'm a sheepdog. So watch all that wolfing. So you know that's the thing, that you got people out here, but it takes somebody sometimes to speak up to the bully, man. Like I said, because Goliath thought he was bad.
Yeah.
You guys they knocked down with a rock. So a lot of the bullies be bad until somebody actually step up and say, "You're not that bad, man. Stop it." You know. And so I think that's what we fall into it with that right there. So, and that's for everybody. And it's Davis everywhere. That's what all these bullies need to know. There's some Davis in every city and every town. But at the end, bullying got to stop. And it's not just politics. I'm talking about big business versus small business. Like I said, you got little kids being at schools. We bully people for their color, for the way they look, and we just need to stop that. Just point blank. And when we see people bullying, we got to get to the point where we step in, especially with children. No, let's just step in and stop that. It's time out for that. But I welcome though. I want all the smoke. I'm sheepdog. I swear to God, I'm sheepdog. I hope they do. Please come after me, boy. I'm gonna latch on to you. I promise I ain't coming off.
Yo, man, you got to come back on the show, man. We got to do a part 2.
We do. I promise. Cause I'm telling you, if y'all think I ain't gonna have no headphones and a mic, man, listen, I can't. Boy, if Best Buy was open right now, I'd be on my way trying to order. Give me something. But no, if I could, man, I thank you all, man, for this particular platform, this time. You guys engaged me really tonight. Being with two brothers, positive brothers, allows me to know that we can still speak some positivity in this universe. That we don't have to be negative to get views. We ain't looking for the numbers. And if you want to know how to change the world, you do that one person at a time. You don't do it 1,000,000 at a time. You don't do it 1,000 at a time. You don't do it 10 at a time. You can only change a person one at a time. So if one person heard us tonight, if one person got anything out of it, man, we overdid our job. Overdid it.
Jamard Wright for mayor, 2028.
I approve this message. Oh, it's your turn.
Man, listen, appreciate you coming on the show tonight, man. Your story was phenomenal. I think it helped and blessed a lot of people tonight. Just showing a blueprint of how you can go to a place, build a brand for yourself, build a name for yourself. And you don't have to charge an arm and a leg to make yourself be successful. You can work with people, you can help people. And so, man, I think it was inspiring tonight. I really appreciate you coming on, man. And I look forward to the next show.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You got my vote.
I take it. I take it.
But seriously, man, like I've always known you, you know what I'm saying, to be a super positive person, man, outspoken. Definitely, if you were to get into politics, man, you would get all the votes. I would feel sorry for your opponent, man. Yep, and just much love, man. You got to come back on the show because you family. You know what I'm saying? You was family before the show, and when you come on the show, then that make you even more family.
Hey, I'm with it. I'm with it, man. Don't y'all take too much long of a break, man, and let me know when I can come back. And I promise you, anytime y'all need me, whatever subject matter, I'm with it, man. You just let me know. I'll be more than glad to join you guys.
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
Listen, to everybody that listens to the Memphis Jokes Show, man, thank y'all for the support of Memphis Jokes and my guy O. I thank you tonight for tuning in. There's my guy, him really say, tune in, tell a friend. Can't stop, won't stop, baby. Memphis Jokes, baby, do it, baby. Keep going, Jeff.
Man, I appreciate it, bro, man. And before we go, man, I want to represent my cousin's clothing line, man.
Come on.
It's ARF, man. You see the Strawberry Kush shirt that I'm wearing? You can order these, man, at arf360.com. These and more. He got so many different brands, man. When you go over there, you're gonna find something that you love, man. So I'm rocking the Strawberry Kush. And
I'm getting
up, man.
Tell be looking for me. I'm definitely coming to get one to show my support, man. That's the only way we can do it, man.
Love on that, man. I'm gonna let them know right after the show, man. So with that being said, y'all know we love y'all, man. Y'all know the phone lines were open, you know what I'm saying? Because we cherish y'all voice as well, you know what I'm saying? We're not up here acting like we know it all or nothing like that. The platform is for everybody. You can call in and give us your thoughts and takes on things. But with that being said, we love y'all. Thanks for watching, and we out.
Squad up, haters down. If you ain't about that life, don't come around.